up exciting, and indeed that materialized. And Merlin, let's go back to your opening thoughts. You said Montana had to be taken out of his rhythm, and Cincinnati had to run the football well for the Bengals to win.
I think certainly if you looked at the game early, you saw that Montana was taken out of it at various times. But I think the injury to Krumrie and the fact that this team really had to dig down, I think they wore down by the end of the day. They weren't able to keep that pressure on Montana. And when it really counted, Montana had the magic. And
you know, I like the, didn't you like the answers that the 49ers had down? They obviously not only have respect for Montana, they really love this guy, and they wanted him to win number 3.
Even Jerry Rice, and it has to be such a great thing. But as you watch that package of Rice catches, I'm reminded that there are special athletes in, you know, you watch a Wayne Gretzky in his prime, you watch a Magic Johnson, you watch those athletes that seem to be men playing with boys. It was that feeling with Jerry Rice today. You say, how does he do this? It was impressive.
We should clean up officially now. They've totaled Rice's work 11 catches. That ties former Bengal tight end Dan Ross for the Super Bowl record with 11. His yardage is a new record, 215 yards, breaking Ricky Sanders of the Washington Redskins total of last year. I guess you could call it a new NBC series. Miami Rice.
Right. Dick, before we get away, one quick thought. I'm sure that Esiason's problems today, not reflective of his performance as a quarterback, but I really think that put an awful lot of pressure on the running game, and they were not able, stacking the line as San Francisco did, really made it difficult for Ickey Woods and that offensive line.
And for Walsh and Weiss, they both have to leave knowing their teams played well.
There was real class on the field.
You did.
All right, gentlemen, you take a look at the final statistics. You can see the Bengals led in time of possession, but the big disparity in total yards and yards passing for the 49ers, and much of that Joe Montana to Jerry Rice. Obviously, neither team generated much of a rushing game, but in the end, the only thing that matters is the final score. And the San Francisco 49ers came out on top there, 20-16. We'll be back with more on our post-game show right after this. Stay with us.
There's an enemy in your car's engine. Cold. Some motor oils have poor pumpability and can't...
Given the circumstances, I think it's a lot easier to deal with a blowout than it is to lose a game in the last 34 seconds. But, you know, I take my hat off to Joe Montana and the San Francisco 49ers. There's not too many men that can do what he did, especially late in the biggest game of the season. And he's a great quarterback, and it's an indication of why he's going to be a legend when his career's over.
The stats read 11 for 25, 144 yards. What happened? What did San Francisco do?
Well, unfortunately, it just never seemed like we got on track. It seemed like we had 3rd and 9 too much. And when you have 3rd and 9 and to have to deal with the pass rush that they have, sometimes your passing game's not going to be where you would like it to be. You know, they did some good things. We moved the ball. We felt very good about where we were moving it in the beginning of the game. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, it just didn't come about for us.
All right, here is that interception. We'll take a look at it. Tell us what occurred here.
Well, it's just what we call a sprint left, and it was an out pattern to Tim McGee. And I guess Romanowski just made a great play because Timmy was open behind him, and Romanowski just jumped up and made a great play. I mean, that's a big league play right there in a big league game, and there's nothing much I can do about that because the guy behind him was open, and you know, sometimes those things are going to happen.
You talk to players in this dressing room, and the one sentence that comes out is to be 34 seconds away from a victory. How that hurts.
You know, it really is incredible. It's a little bit like deja vu when we played them last year, but hey, you know, we still have the best record in the NFL, if that's any consolation, if you really think about it. And our team played magnificently down the stretch. Our defense played extremely well throughout the playoffs. They lost Tim Krumrie today, and you know, the greatest thing about today, Stanford Jennings had a little baby girl yesterday, and he ran back a touchdown, so we're very happy for him. But you know, overall, we had a great season. I know I can go through all these cliches about losing.
I was going to point that out, yes.
But you know, this takes all the hoopla out of it.
What went through your mind when Tim Krumrie went down?
That was incredible. You know, I mean, all I could think about was back when Joe Theismann got hit by Lawrence Taylor, and God, it was just, you know, one of those things that you just hope that would never happen to any player, let alone somebody on your own team. And when he went off, I told him we were going to get him the ring. You know, I hope he doesn't make me buy him one now.
Boomer Esiason, always a man who enjoys speaking in a microphone, I must say that, and thank you for coming on in a difficult situation.
Thanks, Mark.
All right, let's get back to Bob Costas. All right, Marv, we're with the great safety Ronnie Lott. Early in your career, the first one also over Cincinnati, then the win over Miami. You've been involved in 3. Can you rank them in any order?
Well, this has to be the sweetest. This year has been a tough year on this organization. We've gone through a lot of turmoil. A lot of people counting us out. We're going in this game as favorites, but I tell you, we were underdogs all year long. It's just great to see these guys believe in themselves, and it's just sweet. It's great.
How does it feel when the game is out of your hands as a defensive player? You're on the sidelines watching, and it's do or die for the offense in Montana.
Well, I learned in 1981, it's never over. And when you have Joe Montana being the quarterback that he is, you have to believe that you can win any game. We won a lot of games this year in the last quarter, and since the Dwight Clark catch, you got to believe.
You're known as one of the game's hardest hitters, and you delivered a few good licks in this ball game. How ferocious was the warfare down there? We saw David Fulcher doing a little jawing. I mean, you could tell that both clubs were really popping.
That's true. The game was going to be won in the trenches. They tried to control the ball. We were trying to get after them. I just wanted to establish something that I'm not over. It's funny because all year long, our Pepsi generation, the young guys said that we're going to carry you old Coke bottles through, and I just wanted to make sure that this Coke bottle showed up.
Ronnie, congratulations. Among the revelers here in the 49er locker room, Huey Lewis, who lives in the Bay Area. And the news in this case, I guess, is the San Francisco 49ers are indisputably the NFL's team of the 80s. We'll be back.
The night has always brought out the contemplative side of man.
Why am I here? Where am I going? Will they have Michelob when I get there? I'm not going if they don't have Michelob.
Shuttle altitude, 87,000 feet. Looking good.
Look at that.
Can you see it?
What's everybody looking at?
What is it, Lynn?
It's European.
No, I think it's American. I mean, look at the lights. It's Japanese.
No, this is an American car.
This is American. I'm Bigfoot.
The American sports sedan America's been waiting for has arrived. Dodge Spirit, the new spirit of Dodge.
This is a proud moment for all of us.
We are going to the Super Bowl! You get the tickets, the trip's on me! Miami,
Dana and John were psyched. Dana took the American Express card, but John took that other card. John had trouble at the airport.
What? I'm over my limit? Sorry. Do you take American Express? Of course. Yes! Miami, 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 Miami.
I'm sorry, senor. We only take the American Express card.
Yeah, but... Hey, relax. Yes!
Then, at the stadium...
Oh, let me at least pay for the ticket. Hey, wait a minute.
That card's no good here.
I thought the TV ad said you took it!
Finally, John found a place at the Super Bowl that takes that other card. The souvenir stand.
You got me this with your card? Yeah. Thanks.
The American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
Do you know why Spuds McKenzie has so much fun at parties? Because he's always in control. Spuds knows it's cool to live by one simple rule. Know when to say when.
A reminder from Anheuser-Busch.
An international conspiracy.
Who gave you the right to run the world?
A forbidden love.
Let's have a life, just you and me, a normal life.
A deadly game.
I promise to make your death as pleasant as possible.
Robert Mitchum, Peter Strauss, Connie Selica, and David Moore star in a world premiere miniseries tonight after the Super Bowl, Brotherhood of the Rose.